Welcome to Thunder Nerds. I'm Brian Hinton.
And I'm Frederick Philip von Weiss. Thank you for consuming the Thunder Nerds, a conversation with the people behind the technology that love what they do
and do tech
good.
Boom.
Hey, we are at Front End Design Conference 2019.
Yeah, we're at at the Palladium in St. Pete, Florida. I got a little backwards. It's the 9th year here, 10th, 11th year.
11th year for the conference.
For the conference.
Yeah.
Amazing. You've been going since the beginning. I've been going.
Since day one.
And who are we here with right now?
We're here with Andy Vitale. Welcome to the show, Andy.
Hey.
You look familiar.
I'm pumped, man.
Yeah.
It's nice to be here in person.
Yeah, it's great to see you in person, man.
So, and everybody out there.
Yeah, absolutely. So you are giving a little talk today. Do you mind if we kind of jump into what your talk's going to be about?
Yeah, sure. It's the evolution of becoming a design leader. So design leader, not design leadership. So anyone in any point in your career, you can evolve and start to take on more responsibility and potentially like just inspire people and lead, right? I mean, it's not a title. It truly is an action, leading. So,
well, let me ask you, because you just said something that I'd like to dive into. You said not design leader, but design leadership.
Opposite.
What exactly does that mean?
So leadership is a title. It's when those titles and those opinions actually matter, and there's that clout based on politics. You don't need to have that title to inspire your team to do better, to inspire your company to do better, to inspire the people around you, and just take the bull by the horns and just, do.
So is the focus on leadership within where you work or just leadership in general?
It's a focus on being a leader, which goes into different areas. So maybe you're looking for more opportunity at work, you want to take on more responsibility. So you're going to start to lead projects or inspire people, your team, because maybe you're a junior designer, maybe you're an emerging designer, you've been in the industry like less than 2 years, but that passion that you have, that curiosity can inspire others, and you can actually start to lead that way. And then maybe for the first time you're leading projects or people, and then you've got to let go of the pixels, which is really scary. And how are you responsible for the output? And then eventually, maybe you're just leading design teams or leading like the way design is positioned in your organization. That's more leadership, but it's still not about like mandating it down. It's about building it up and getting people on board with what you're doing. And I talk about inspiration a lot because it really is like the key. But then maybe you really want to give a talk for the first time, right? Maybe you want to be this thought leader, and it's like, what does that look like? And what are the things that might make you feel uncomfortable? Being a leader is really about being comfortable in uncomfortable situations.
Yeah, I think sometimes when we first take that step into becoming a leader and not a individual contributor, we'll have those feelings of, man, I don't really know how to measure what I did today. I didn't make X, Y, and Z. I really kind of formulated a process. And how do I get my head around that and could understand the value of that? So sometimes that could be difficult.
Yeah, so I feel like we're always designing something, right? The scope of the problem, the complexity changes. So maybe you're not designing an app. Maybe you're not designing a website. Maybe you're designing an organization or a process in an organization.
You're still designing an experience as a leader. You're designing how your team works, how you work with them, how you work with others. One interesting problem that I had once I stepped into more leadership role and my job is the bureaucracy. Do you cover once you step away from the pixels and you're now interacting with people that maybe don't think like you as a designer? Do you go a little into that? And
I do, and it's
tell
funny.
Some secrets about
it's funny because no matter what, the first time you're in a new organization and you're dealing with like these MBAs and the C-suite, and they're still like pat you on the head like, that's okay, designer, like we could go work on our PowerPoints, and it's like, that's not what I'm here for, right? It's really like,
you make things look pretty.
Yeah, make my slides.
I mean, those PowerPoints are gonna look great.
PowerPoints are the worst. But it really is about how do you just step away and add value? How do you say, like, you know what, I'm coming to this solution with a different perspective. So you have to make sure that you don't jump out and say stupid shit, right? Obviously, the first time you do that, you're not going to get invited back. But if you can prove that you add value, that you see things in a different way, and you have metrics to back up, like I've made my team more efficient. I've made the development team more efficient, or we as a whole have made the development.
These sound like slides.
They're not slides. these are just They could be slides. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think when we talked to you at one point on the show, you cited going to the different kind of people that are in the company and getting some of them to, hey, what do you think of this? What do you think of that?
Exactly.
What are some of these numbers?
Yeah.
And not to be afraid of that.
Right.
Have an open communication with the salespeople, because you are also ABC and you're also always be selling, right?
Exactly.
You have to sell your ideas and talk in an articulate manner and be able to communicate that. I don't just make things look pretty. This is design thinking. I'm actually designing a business strategy.
Exactly. And that's the biggest shift for a lot of companies to understand, that design does have that impact, that they can shift strategy. And, and coffee's for closers, man.
Yeah.
So if you want free coffee in the office, make sure you're doing your thing.
I can't remember who or where I saw it, and I think I've seen it in numerous sources, that companies that have leadership that is about design and focused on design and cares about design, the company has something like a 20 to 40% more profit or something like that.
I did just
I remember
see
the
that.
exact number, but that's a big margin increase.
It's true. There's great reports out there on it. So I would say the Danish Design Ladder is the first place I always look. To me, they really highlight what maturity looks like in an organization, from starting as design not being non-existent to going to design as a strategy. But then Envision just recently produced this really great documentation about design maturity and how it evolves, but they call it some strange things like you're a scientist and an astronaut, but the story behind that is really good. I'm not really sold on the labels. I go back to the classics for that.
Yeah, I think their movie too really helped enlighten a few people of what we do. What was that movie that they came out with? The Design Disruptors.
Okay.
You ever seen that by Envision?
Oh, I vaguely remember. I actually never got to see it.
No. Oh, great movie. We'll put a link in the show notes. That's definitely if your mom doesn't know what you do, send her that link.
Send her the link. Yeah, exactly.
Explain it to a T.
I design stuff. What does that mean? Here's a video. So why did you decide to do this specific talk? Was there a background of I feel this is needed?
We're almost through this.
Yeah, I think as we get into it, I'll buy some douche. I should have.
Thou shall not be named.
This talk was something that I saw I see there's a lot of talks on leadership.
Yeah.
But as I go to different schools and talk to younger students and figure out how are they getting jobs and what's inspiring them and how are they dealing with imposter syndrome and feeling like they can't get their foot in the door. It's when I have interns and they come out to where I'm working, whether it was at 3M or at Polaris, to me the interns bring the most inspiration. They're
oh God,
they're fun. They haven't been beat down by corporate America yet. They're what if we did this? We want to do things that are good and designed for good and make an impact. And they also teach me a lot about music, which is pretty legit. So I like having them around.
I think some of the times there's a fight between ego from the C-levels and maybe ego that comes from maybe some of the people in the development team as well, where there's not an open communication between design, development, and the C-suite through the whole process. You might start something as they're going to touch it here, and then at the end it's going off to this team. Where really, if you have that open stream of communication the whole time, that's when you get something beautiful. There's your nirvana.
Exactly. It is about communication and breaking down those silos. And how do you work with people and understand how that self-awareness of what it's like when people work with you. So designers, just like anyone else, C-suite or developers, they all have some sort of ego. They feel some sort of sense of pride and ownership in the craft that they do.
And that's fair.
And they don't want, it becomes their baby, and sometimes they get a little emotionally attached to it. Yeah. And feedback is tough. Or sometimes it's just the way they work or process or something new. So it is about taking that look at yourself and understanding, am I being a good partner?
That's a good way to think about it.
I love that. Am I being a good partner? I love that. One question I like to really ask, and I think we briefly talked about when we spoke with you last time, is the behind the scenes of how the amount of effort it takes to prepare for this. I know we talked to you yesterday. Right. We hung out briefly with that. It's still adjusting slides. So how much time total do you think it took to build this talk to completely it's done?
I don't.
Years?
Yeah, the last 20 years of my life.
Yeah.
No, I would say this talk was originally written for an Adobe Creative Jam. It was in a 20-minute format, and the response was really good. So I ended up
2 hours now, right?
Yeah, it can be 2 hours now. So now I really was well, how do I flesh out some of the pieces that were really important? And I got great feedback, so I wanted to build further. So I would say, a couple of weeks for sure of really working on the talk. I tweaked it today to make it a little special for Florida, tell a little of my Florida story. I broke into design in Florida, so it still has a special place in my heart.
Executioner. I heard you're going to actually wrestle on stage too.
I'm going to wrestle the microphone.
Okay.
And the confidence monitor as I jump over it. So.
I'm glad we're going before you. That way it won't be broken.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're actually right before him. We're opening for Andy.
Yeah, we're the opening act. If you need anybody to resul, Brian has a mask. He'll run out there.
Even better.
Yeah, it's great.
I don't do it anymore.
Just take me out with a chair 3 minutes in, and it's over.
Take this, you executioner. You'll remember the day.
And that's it. We end the conference on the note.
That'd be a great way to end it. Everybody would be like, "Is that it?" Okay, this is very avant-garde.
Yeah.
Wait, that should be snapping.
Then the house lights go up and we're done.
Everybody hands somebody a little bit of wine. There you go.
Pinky out.
Yeah, exactly. That was amazing. Way off topic. Got you all in check. Andy, why don't you tell us a little bit about you? I think we missed that. For the people that don't know or getting to know you, what are you doing now? So, just briefly.
So I work at SunTrust. I'm the head of user experience design, so design as a competency. I also still oversee Wholesale, which is our essentially B2B. It's business online banking. Mm-hmm. And also, if you have a finance team, we create large scale solutions, enterprise solutions for companies like that. So now I'm starting to really oversee the process, which leads into the consumer side. We're about to go through a merger, which what I heard was September, then I heard it's August. I know it's sometime, not today.
Yeah.
And it's going to be new and exciting times, new corporate office, new name, new everything. So
do you have to move?
I don't know. I would say I was told I don't have to move.
Oh, okay. But they're going to encourage you to move. So you're moving.
Congratulations. The corporate headquarters is moving to Charlotte, and it makes sense for me, I think, to be there. So I'd be open to it.
Charlotte, here you come.
Charlotte, back again.
Exactly.
So
it's going to be an island somewhere in the Pacific.
I know. They were like, where are some good design communities? I'm like, I hear Hawaii is a great place.
So, Bainbridge Island in Seattle.
Yeah.
So nice. So you have the real world context, obviously, of being a design leader, providing design leadership.
Right.
What do you think are some of the, if you can, for the people that can't be here because they're they couldn't get a ticket, their work wouldn't pay for it, or just couldn't make it today. Right. What are some of the, maybe you could provide one or two takeaways for those people that they could use in the field?
Yeah. So your title doesn't mean anything. Seriously, you can end up advancing yourself, and then people will recognize that, and then the titles will follow through. Don't be held back because of your title or paralyzed because of that. Also, don't be a dick. Number one thing, make sure you're a good human, a good partner, a good designer, that you care, that you're easy to work with, that you're always asking questions, you always want to make things better. Nobody wants to work with an asshole.
Yeah. A lot of times people hire for attitude and they teach skills. I forget who said that. It was probably one of those Shark Tank quotes, but I mean, it does hold up because I've hired a lot of people that I go, you know what? I could work with this person. Right. They're really receptive. They could learn things. Anybody could Google. Right. Now, if there's somebody that comes in with an attitude and they think they're the shiznit, and they're like, I know this, that, and the other thing, and they're just not a good fit. I mean, these people become your family. You spend a little bit more time with them than your actual family in some cases. Yeah,
it's true. It really is about rooting out well, cancer is such a terrible word, but when someone that is not good to work with, they really are they can destroy the whole vibe of the team, and it's disruptive.
They could eat out at an organization.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure. Yeah, but you can definitely, like you said, be nice. Yeah, and that reminded me of. Have you ever seen Patrick Swayze movie Roadhouse? the bouncer, where he's a bouncer.
Yeah.
That's his main thing. He teaches the other bouncers. He's like, if they are mean to you and spit in your face, be nice. If they talk bad about you, be nice.
Right.
Like, be nice is like the biggest. I mean, I think it's the message everyone should follow in everything in their life. Because if you're nice, if the person's mean and you're nice, it puts them off guard. For one thing. They're like, whoa, what are you being that way for? Be nice again.
A lot of times people are projecting. Oh,
exactly.
Hey, man, I'm not your dad.
I
don't know what argument you had.
Yeah, it could be something personal with them. Like the boss at your company may have an ego, and the ego may be the result of something along his journey to where his destination, and he feels this like impulse to be this way with other people because he feels threatened, maybe. But if you're nice, maybe that'll just dissipate.
Sometimes you gotta forgive people because we all have these human. Thank you, I appreciate that. We all have these human feelings. Those of us that are human, we all have these human feelings where sometimes we're just vulnerable and we can't deal and we blow our top and it happens. And at that point, just remember that could easily happen to you too. And sometimes you just gotta go. That's cool. I forgive you. It's no, not a thing. And just try to bring a little bit of sunshine, as Carl said. To the world. Carl, human faces, Carl.
Because that, like, the way you react to things, that will start to like amplify throughout the team. So if you're having a bad day and it's visible, then they're gonna the next person's gonna go and have the same like shitty attitude towards the next person that they talk to. And it's just not cool.
Oh, it's about not reacting, but internalizing and then responding.
Exactly. And then if we were to make a point for leadership, it's about creating this place of psychological safety where people feel okay to be vulnerable, to tell the truth, to be honest with each other. I should hug
you now. Well, we're getting close to the end here. Is there any final words of wisdom, and how can people reach you?
Yeah, reach me through my really bad website.
It's amazing.
It's a good website. Don't let him fool you. It's a good website.
Of amazing.
The thing about the website is it has the content on it.
Yes, it does.
Right.
The content is what it's amazing.
True.
All the stuff he's done, all the articles he's been posted about.
Jackson Pollock paint on the thing, but it's about the content.
Yeah, so it's andyvitale.com or like Twitter, same thing. Instagram, food is there all the time. So.
And last words of wisdom?
Last words of wisdom are, Florida.
What?
I will not be Florida man in one of these news articles while I'm here.
Thank you so much, Andy.
Yeah, man.
Really appreciate it.
We're going
Stay tuned. Another 2 weeks. Brian will be Florida man. # Brian Hinton.